Okay, you're good now.
Okay.
It's on my Zoom, but it's on your YouTube.
Okay.
So it won't time out because I gotta look at
You're the best.
it. Of course. Yep, they're good.
Now, you said it's on your Zoom?
It's on my Zoom,
They
but
might
it's
be
on,
trying to get in.
can you they might be trying to get into yours
To the Zoom.
to the Zoom. Can we tell them to go to YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Listen, I don't have a link unless you want to send this link out. I can certainly get a link. And if you want to send it out real quick. You have the email already up?
It's on the website, yeah.
It's on the website. So here you can copy link. So you can just paste the link onto the website.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause the video. If I stop the video, I can still.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah.
Just so I can do this. Okay.
Let me say something real quick. Let me change the name of the. Let me take my name off of the Zoom. Yeah, so I took it off. Okay, we good. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Introduce Backpack Jeff. No, Dr. Burns is introducing Backpack Jeff. Backpack Jeff. Dr. Burns is introducing Backpack Jeff. So it's on the script, Logan. It's on the script. Where's your paper? Right. Go get to your paper. No. Thank you.
Next, we will have the introduction of our guest speaker by Dr. Burns Ramirez. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Good evening, parents, guardians, and most important, let me thank Logan for the nice and kind introduction. Good evening, parents, guardians, and most importantly, the 8th grade class. It is my pleasure to introduce Jeffrey W. Young, widely recognized as Backpack Jeff. He is an influential figure in the realm of motivation and spoken word. With a relentless spirit and firm dedication to his craft, he has traveled the U.S., leaving an undeniable impact on countless lives through his profound words and enlightening teaching. Jeff's philosophy in life revolves around perceiving every experience as a valuable lesson, a perspective he wholeheartedly embraces. As a true life mentor, he harnesses the power of his words to inspire individuals to never lose sight of their deepest passions, and employ their boundless imagination to manifest their dreams into reality. Please help me welcome Backpack Jeff to the stage.
Hard times. Hard times are memories that should be memorized only to memorialize the things that we've been through and the resilience that we've demonstrated to overcome it. One should never dwell on those memories. It is dangerous to live in the past when your future holds much promise. But there are so many memories in my head of how things used to be. A lot has changed. And I know they say you shouldn't stare at the past, but honestly, sometimes I peek just to remind myself of the valleys that I've been through as I'm heading to my peak. But I can't stare too long at the past. I gotta stay ahead of the game, peak. I mean, the motivated in me says that I shouldn't dwell on those memories, but the curiosity in me says that I should remember that curiosity killed the cat, and that's immediately when I knew that I was gonna kill this poem. And this poem ain't no flex. I'm just sharing some things in my life that's working out. Like, I remember when fruits was a delicacy. And how if we had them at the house, we knew mama got free checks that month. Now, I check fruits off the grocery list at least 3 times a month. I even gave some to my daughter. They say the apple doesn't fall. I mean, the grind doesn't fall too far from the tree. I remember when gas was $1.83 a gallon and I could never drive on a full tank. Now gas is dang near $4 a gallon and I never drive on anything less than a full tank. What I'm telling y'all is that these days I'm filled up. God been pouring more blessings inside my cup. Overflow. I'm talking business. Overflow. Relationships. Overflow. Cash. Overflow. I'm only interested in having conversations with people who are trying to be progressive. Once they start talking anything else, guess what? Conversation overflow. No, I remember being stressed out and overlooked. Nowadays, I'm still stressed out, but more because I'm overbooked. I remember no seat at the table, so I built the house the table resides in. Now that they want to have a seat at the table, I tell them to dial in, and my assistant will hand me the call and direct you to where you want to be. I'm even making a small changes in life, y'all, like changing from Sprint to AT&T. I remember going shopping, just about one outfit at the mall. Nowadays, if I see something I like in multiple colors, I go, let me get them all and look. I know that may sound a little intense, but I'm thinking differently now. I'll switch a backpack and call it a business expense. I remember one pair of shoes for the whole dang school year. Now my shoe closet's doing laps around the shoe club, got people asking if I'm him. I tell them, no, I can connect you though. I love doing this. This is my outlet. I remember in college being happy just to make $300 a week. Nowadays, if I do less than $300 a day, y'all, I'm weak. Especially when I know to speak, I charge more than $3,000 an hour. But this poem ain't no flex. I'm just sharing some things in my life that's working out. No more trading time for money. Nowadays, I spend more money to buy back my time. Oh, how times have changed. Like when mama asked me to borrow a lot of money, and I said, how much you need? She said, $600. I said, mama, that should change. Because we moving in a space where we don't have to stress over money no more. And we ain't got to knock. We got people that'll open the door, and I'm gonna hold it for your grandkids, and I'm gonna give them a tour. Because I remember them days when I would have to call in and pay my bills 35 days late, and they would ask me why, and I didn't know what to say. Nowadays, things are going so good, y'all, even my child support so auto pay. But this poem ain't no flex. I'm just sharing some things in my life that's working out. Because I remember the days when I would sit in my house and cry because life was so bad. Now I cry because life is so good. Y'all, even my tears taste different.
I did it.
No
Yeah,
more
turn your
dropping
mouth to
tears because of the struggle. Nowadays, I drop tears to remain hopeful because I
Mother?
know that I can go
Yes.
right back, and that thought alone is what keeps me
How do I
on track.
hear
So I
you?
always stay in my bag.
I
So
don't
I
know.
never got to chase a bag, and that was exactly why they call me
That's
back.
weird.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Good evening. Good evening. So my promise is not to be before y'all for too long. What I want to do is I just want to share with you all a little bit about my life, a little bit about my experience as I grew up, as I transitioned from middle school into high school, the same transition that you all are about to make right now. That's essentially what I want to share to you. And I learned something through this process that when I was in school, my favorite subject was math. I love math. My math people, yes. Math scholars, yes. I love math. Now let me explain something to you. I didn't like reading because with reading, I had to read it and understand it. But as I got older, I learned something very important. It wasn't that I didn't like reading, I didn't like what I was reading. And so I had to change what I was reading because I understood the importance of reading. Much like studying too. When I was in my undergraduate, I didn't learn how to study until my senior year of my undergraduate degree, meaning I was in school for 16 years before I learned a proper way to study. Luckily for you all, as you all are transitioning, I'm going to teach you one of the easiest methods that you can use to help you study and prepare as you move into high school. See, I have this thing called ADHD. And sometimes it's difficult for me to focus on a particular task for an extended period of time. And so I met this guy who's a millionaire, he's pretty famous, and he has the same exact thing, but he's doing really well in life. So I asked him, I said, how are you doing what you're doing in your life? Because anytime you see someone who's living the type of life that you would like to live, you want to ask as many questions as you can. And one of the questions that I asked was, how are you doing what you're doing? He said, what I do is I only work for about 1 to 2 hours straight, and then I take a 30-minute break after and go and do something.
Can you see that one or no?
And I implemented that into my life, and I encourage you all to implement that into your life as well.
I hear
Because
everybody.
after I implemented that into my life, my grades changed dramatically. I want to teach you what I learned about life and how life was a little bit like math, and I promise y'all won't be too long. In math, you have to solve for X. And in life, I think you have to do the same exact thing. You have to solve for X. But one of the things that I learned about life is that when you're solving for X, sometimes people will try to tell you what your X is. Meaning, sometimes people will try to tell you what your life can be. People try to tell me what my life could be. I grew up a single mom before. I grew up right around this neighborhood right here. I didn't have the best role models. I didn't have the best influences. But somehow, I was able to put myself through graduate school. And then now I'm starting my PhD, my doctoral degree in September, all coming from a single mom of 4 growing up in Prince George's County. It is 100% possible, but people will try to look at you and tell you it's not possible. When I was thinking about it, I saw other people and I saw them have nice things that I desired. I saw people with big giant houses and I'm like, man, I want one of those houses. I saw people with really nice cars and I said, man, I want one of those cars. Matter of fact, I guarantee the adults in this room, I guarantee we all played the same game when we were kids. Adults, bear with me here. I bet you almost all of you all played that game called That's My Car. Y'all remember playing that game? When you used to sit on the stoop of your apartment and you used to watch nice cars go by, and every time you saw a nice car, you go, that's my car right there. No, that's my car right there. I like that one. Yes, I love it. Think about it. When we were kids, we used to dream so big, but then eventually life happened. The craziest thing, it dawned on me a few years back, is that I never said that's my car to a Honda Civic, a Nissan Altima, or a Jeep Cherokee. Now, I drive those cars today, but I never said that's my car to those cars. Why? Because when I was young, I dreamed big when I saw a Lexus drive by, a BMW, a Mercedes, a Range Rover, something like that. I looked at it and I said, that's my car. That's what I want for my life. I want you all to figure out what you want for your life. And don't let someone tell you that you can't dream big enough, because a very good mentor of mine taught me this. He said, most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. Most people fail in life because they aim too low and hit. I remember aiming low all my life, and I want to encourage you to aim higher than you ever imagined in your whole entire life. I learned a very important lesson the very first day that I stepped on a college campus, and I learned it from this girl that I met. Yes, you can say it. She was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my entire life at that time, y'all. Oh my goodness. She was absolutely, but then I learned something. Not only was she beautiful, she was also very smart. She was on a scholarship program, and she had to keep up her grades in order to keep her scholarship. Otherwise, she would lose her scholarship. And so I met her and I seen her, and she didn't walk. It's like she just glided all over the campus. And I was like, man, that's beautiful. And I looked at her and I said, hey, excuse me, did you believe in love at first sight? I did like this. I said, look, watch. You're my first sight. And so we did the dating thing our freshman year of college, and she has this bright idea. She said, why don't we do this? Why don't after every semester, we share our grades with each other to hold each other accountable? I said, well, sure. Nothing like a great accountability partner. I love having accountability partners. But I got nervous because my whole life I had aimed low. See, I graduated high school with a 2.2 grade point average. Don't do that. Don't do that. I graduated undergraduate degree with a 2.2 grade point average. Don't do that. But I was nervous because I got my grades back. And I immediately thought to myself, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I can't show her this 2.2 grade point average. No woman wants to be in a relationship with someone who they can't even have a conversation with. She may not think I'm smart enough. What am I going to do? So I was shook. I was shaking in my dorm room. And I'm thinking, I've got to go to her room and I've got to show her because I've got to face my fear. So I asked myself, what am I going to say to her? And then I have the idea, it comes to me. I'll just tell her I'll do better because women always believe that. It's a joke. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I was just making sure y'all were paying attention. That's all. That's all. Just making sure y'all paying attention. So I got to her room. I knocked on the door. She opens the door. How many of you are familiar with Viola Davis? Yes, one of the greatest actors that you'll ever see in your whole entire life, Viola Davis. I love her. Now, I'm bringing up Viola Davis because how many of you all have ever seen the movie Fences with Viola Davis and Denzel Washington? There's a particular scene in this movie that I'm going to reference really quick, and it's not the scene with Denzel and the son. It's the scene of Viola Davis when she was crying, and she had snot and tears and everything coming from her face, and she was. And at that moment, I felt comfortable because I said to myself, I'm not crying and I got a 2.2. She's crying. I can only imagine what she got. She must have lost her scholarship. So she said, Jeff, what did you get? I said, here you go. She looked at it. She said, Jeff, what is this? This is terrible. I said, what are you talking about? I'm eligible. Football season just ended. Basketball season starts on Saturday. I got a game at 3:30. Make sure you wear the jerseys and bring the signs. Let's follow through. I said, well, you're crying. What did you get? I grabbed your grades. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. I had to hold it up to the light because I wasn't really sure that I was seeing what I was seeing. Y'all, she had a 3.9. Any of y'all ever cried because you had a 3.9? A couple people, okay, they're about, okay. I said, I'm confused. Why are you crying? She said, because I deserve a 4.0. I said, how do you know? She said, because I did the work. I said, well, what does that mean? She said, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna tell my teacher and I'm gonna show her the work because I kept copies of all the work that I did all semester and I'm gonna show her that I deserve a 4.0. She went to her teacher and she came back 3 days later with a 4.0 grade point out. I'm saying that to say two things. Fight for what you want in this world because it's not gonna always be given to you. And number two, the lesson that she taught me in that moment was that her standards for her life was higher than the standards that I had had for any area of my life up to that point. I want to encourage each and every one of you to raise the standard for yourself. I realized that because I was average in school, I was also average in every other area in my life. I was average as a student, I was average as a son, I was average as a friend, I was average in my relationships, I was average as a brother, I was average as a cousin, I was average as a nephew. You take you wherever you go in every part of your life. So if you want to be great, and I know every single last one of you all want to be great, I know you want to be phenomenal, carry that with you as you continue to go. My next point, and I only have 2 more points. My next point is I learned that life was just like this thing called the Pythagorean theorem. Any of y'all ever heard of this before? Yes, y'all studied that, right? My goodness. And it's essentially a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's it. I love it. They was paying attention in school. They was paying attention in school, okay? She got it. All right, we're gonna see if we can get the next one, okay? But so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Action squared plus belief squared equals completed squared. You have to have action and you have to be active in your life. Not only do you have to have action and be active, you also have to have a particular belief that whatever it is that you desire to accomplish in life, no one can take that away from you. I went to one of my college mentors and I told him that I wanted to be a professional speaker. Not for any other reason than the impact that I can make on the people that I talk to. But also, one of my other mentors told me how much money he was making speaking, and I said, maybe seems pretty nice. But I went to that college mentor, and he looked at me and he said, don't think that that's going to pay your bills. And I told him, I said, I'm not asking you to believe in my dream. That's up to me to do. I'm asking you not to kill my dream before I've had an opportunity to make it come true. Family, parents, educators, the kids, the students, the scholars aren't asking you to believe in their dreams. That's up to them to do. They're just asking you not to kill their dreams before they've had an opportunity to make it come true. Each one of these students are like a flower that has been planted to give something back to the world. But to each one of the scholars, I want to tell you that as a flower, as a tree, as it grows, remember it grows from the inside.
It's doing better because you know I'm on the steroids and
If you want to be phenomenal at anything in life, grow on the inside first, and then life will be completed. My final point is that not only was life just like the Pythagorean theorem, people will tell you to be successful. They will say you need to do better, but they won't show you how. If you've taken math and you know and you had a good math teacher, your math teacher always told you to do what? Show your work. Show your work. Your math teacher always told you to show your work. In life, you want to make sure that you show your work, and it's not for you. It's because there are people that are looking up to you that need direction and that need guidance in their life. My family and my family, they told me to be successful, but they didn't necessarily show me how to be successful. I didn't understand what the formula was. I'm going to give you the formula really quick. The formula is essentially the order of operations. The order of operations. You remember the order of operations? You know that one yet? You don't know that one yet? I think my parents in here know it. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. But for me, the order of operations stood for purpose, exposure, motivation, discipline, activity, and sacrifice. The biggest one that I love to focus on is exposure as I close out. Expose your student, your scholars, to everything possible. Exposed them to all of the things that they dreamed of in their whole entire life. Exposure was the thing that allowed me to move into a different part of my life. When I was about 12 years old, I was working construction with my dad, and we were putting up a disco light, a disco ball, and fog machine in this little boy's room. And I was very confused because as we looked around, I said, Dad, how come this kid doesn't have a bed in his room? And my dad looked at me and said, well, son, this is his playroom. And I was like, what? This is a who? He said, yeah, this is a playroom. I said, well, how do I get one of those? He said, go to school, get your education, and then you can become the boss. And when you become the boss, you can have everything that you want in life. So just like my dad offered to me, I want to offer to you. Go to school, get your education, get some sort of information, and become something. And then once you become something, you can have anything that you want in life. My motto in life is winners write history, losers become a part of the story. Always write your own history, because if you allow someone else to write you into their story, I guarantee they're not going to write the ending to your life the way that you would want it to be written. And me, I know what I want my life to look like. I encourage you all to know what you want your life to look like. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Congratulations.
Thank you for that moving and motivational speech. Let's hear it again for Dr. Burns Ramirez and Backpack. Ms. Boucher will present the Superintendent Awards, and Ms. Holmes will present the Presidential Gold and Silver Awards. Ms. Blair will present the 8th grade National Honor Society members, and then Ms. Pope will present the awards for academic excellence. Ms. Polite will present the Citizenship Awards.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of presenting the Superintendent's Award. Annually, Prince George's County Public Schools selects 2 outstanding 8th grade students from each school to receive the Chief Executive Officer Certificate. This award recognizes character, school and community service, leadership, initiative, and scholastic achievement. The first award goes to OJ Ray Ray, Aluba, Adelaide. The next award goes to Ms. Logan Pryor. Let's give him a round of applause.
Presentation.
These are heavy. The President's Education Awards is for outstanding academic excellence. And by outstanding academic excellence, we mean 4.0 for all 3 years. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. These students should really be proud of themselves. Your parents should be proud. And we know that we have nothing but more achievements to come. So without further ado, we have Alexis Alexander. We have, it's amazing that it's more than one, isn't it? Cynthia Davis. We have Allison Salinas de la Luz. And last but not least, we have Logan Pryor.
Years.
Let's give them a large round of applause, please. Okay, hold on to your seat. Now I'm going to be giving you the Silver Awards scholars. The Silver Award goes to those scholars who were able to maintain a 3.7 to a 3.9 from 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And yes, there's more than one. And needless to say, we expect nothing but more expectations, great achievements from you as well. Starting with OJ Adenrele. Darnell Bellinger.
Oh.
Amaya Brown. Sanaya Bunn.
Not coming to the car. It normally comes to the car when I have it on here.
Mariah Butler,
We're gonna hear Cam's name being called.
Ethan Collery,
Oh, we didn't get a bunch. It's without me. Oh, shoot.
Kamari Cotton, Samantha Dickey, Reagan Ford,
Oh, they gave out little diplomas.
Giselle Fontaine, Carson Gamble, Nasira John, Jamia Neely, Jaden Richardson, Amaya Shepherd, Ruth Ufo, Candace Williams, and just to prove that what Backpack Joe says has merit, it's nice to know that we have both males and females. Let's give them all a large round of applause, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mrs. Blair, and I am also the sponsor for National Junior Honor Society. The James Madison Middle School chapter of the National Junior Honor Society has been inducting members since 2004. This makes our 20th year in existence. Our members uphold the 5 pillars of the society. I'm Mrs. Blair, and I am also the sponsor for National Junior Honor Society. Tonight, I would like to acknowledge those members who have remained in good standing throughout their tenure. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your NJHS medal. OJ Avirelli. Alexis Alex Vandy, all of this is her first year. She is our 8th grade vice president, and she has done an absolute outstanding job as our 8th grade vice president. Kareem Lasorna. Sanaya Bond. Kamari Cotton. Nia Burrell. Hanga Wanyama. Sir Kevin Honesty. Hayden Uwugu. Jessica Mason. Leela Neal. Jaden Richardson. I figured I better slow down. Skylar Scott. Candace Williams. And Sophia Wright. I'm not done though. My next set of members are members who have been with me since 6th grade. They were inducted in the 6th grade, and so they have been with me through their entire tenure here at Madison. Amaya Brown. Mariah Butler. Ethan Pollard. Sanaya Permarty. Cynthia Davis. Giselle Fontaine. Carson Gamble. Charlie Harrell. Tamia Neely. Allison Salinas de la Luz. Amia Shepherd. See, I got it right, Amia. Brianna Thompson. Ruth Ufo. And the rest of our officers, Ms. Sierra Ja, who served as our secretary. Reagan Ford, who was our other 8th grade vice president. And I just have to take a moment for our president. Logan, I can't say enough about Logan Pryor. She was our 7th grade vice president. She is our 8th grade president. She was a morning announcement crew. She's on the newspaper committee. She's on SGA. She's played soccer. There's not enough I can say about this wonderful young lady. We have over 50 members, and our officers held it down with those 50 members and me sitting in the background. And let me tell you, it's hard to hold down 50-some 7th and 8th graders. So please give another round for our honors tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Students receiving the Citizenship Award exhibit strong work ethic, are helpful to staff and your peers, are respectful, responsible, caring, and proudly represent the school uniform policy.
Ms. Hall, can you come to the podium, please?
Should have stopped and then I'm gonna stop, you know.
You wanna pull them up on section?
Good evening. I will be calling the award for academic excellence. This award is conferred on students whose character, academic performance demonstrate remarkable consistency at the highest level of achievement in a particular content area. Kane Gerard, Angelica Warren Morales, Angelica Warren Morales for art. Winter Allen Moten in technology, media, and design. Felix Rena Castillo in technology, media, and design. Logan Pryor in computer science. Kristen Udiera in educational resources. Favor Ayodele in art. Hayden Awugo in reading language and art. Sheldon Seymour in educational Carson Gamble, Dan. Raquel Roche, Dan. Michael Edwards, Dan. Cynthia Davis, Dan. Jeanette Haddad.
Oh, no.
Orchestra. Hayden Awugo, orchestra. Taharia Jackson, science. Mai Michelle, science. Jaden Richardson, social studies. Favor Ayodele, social studies. Giselle Fontaine, reading language arts. Winter Allen Moten, physical education. Cynthia Davis, physical education. Nathan Guzman, port. Angelica Warren Morales, mathematics. Hayden Awugo, reading language arts. See, thank you. Section 808, please stand. Section 803, please stand.
experiment. And, there's plenty that we want to find out, and I'm sure the correspondence as well. Certainly, there are a lot of opinions flying around, next, attention. So we're excited to debrief about what exactly.
Can everyone please mute, please? Y'all feedback making it harder to hear. Even on mute. Thank you.
Ceremony. Let's get up here, a lady. Sounding like a guy. There's a lot of energy that's coming out of that. Talk us through what happened.
The maintenance surrounded it. And I made a couple of really wanted to take I go from
Pretty sick. You love that movie.
That's it. A lady, I didn't know, so at an altar in a church with her family, the next door neighbour, and their dog to go up and on holiday. Well, really, a haircut isn't that much of an issue, that's for sure.
No, maybe one of the things about you that we are very forthright.
But I did try and tone down the way I speak and the comments that I make because I did feel like I was being criticized. That's not my intention. So when I see that it's getting worked up a little bit or upset, I kind of feel like an issue like that.
That's more exciting. Guys are both starting to care.
I can feel it now.
It's fine.
As much as she wanted me to. I got to tell a girl, but that
Deborah, can you please go on mute? Thank you.
To my favorites, today marks a significant milestone in your academic journey. As students of an Ivy World School, you have been a part of a unique and enriching educational experience that's prepared you well for challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Over the past years, you've developed not academically, but personally. You have embraced the Ivy learner profile, becoming inquirers, thinkers, communicators, and principled individuals. These qualities will serve you well as you transition onto high school and beyond. As you move forward, remember the importance of being open-minded and reflective. Continue to approach your learning and curiosity and enthusiasm, and never lose sight of your ability to make a positive impact on the world around you. The skills and values you've acquired here will guide you in becoming global citizens who are capable of making thoughtful and meaningful contributions to society. You have already achieved so much, and we have no doubt you will continue to excel and inspire. In this room, I see future athletes, doctors, business owners, motivational speakers, lawyers, professional athletes, news reporters, cosmetologists, computer programmers, architects, accountants, and activists, and so many others will contribute to the world. Congratulations on this milestone. We are incredibly proud of you and every one of you. As you embark on this next chapter, know that you carry with you the support and encouragement of your teachers, families, and your entire school community. I love you all. Move with the purpose, and good luck to you in your future endeavors. Parents, thank you again. This concludes our celebration for our 8th grade scholars. If you could please exit out and into the parking lot. Please do not remain in the main lobby. Your scholars will come out. Scholars, have a seat. Scholars, have a seat. Have a seat. Scholars, have a seat. You're getting your certificate. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat.